Welcome to Aligned for Success podcast, where we help chiropractors create practices that truly serve their life's vision. I'm your host, Dr. Nikki, and I'm here to show you how to break free from stagnation, grow your practice, and rediscover the joy of why you became a chiropractor to begin with. Whether you're looking to boost your revenue, spend more time with family, or simply enjoy practice life again, you're in the right place. Let's align your path to success. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aligned for Success. Today, I want to talk to you about momentum and why most practitioners lose it, and also some practical mindset tips that we can do to help keep it for good. So, you know that feeling that you have in your business where everything is just clicking. It's like your team's doing really well, your schedule's full, you're making decisions super easily, and you just feel really good. Like your office feels really good to go to, and it feels like growth is just happening, and you're like, everything's just working right now. And then the next month rolls around and it's just gone. It's like the vibe has completely shifted in your team. Your schedule is lightning. Patients are just canceling everywhere. New patients are no showing. And you just start to question everything that you were just so sure about just a couple weeks ago or last month. And so this topic truly came up because this is something that's been coming up a lot inside of the Wealthy Practitioner. And so we've just been talking about it a ton. And I wanted to share with you guys just things that we're telling people they can do to help keep that momentum going and how to pull yourself out of that like mindset shift of everything sucks and I'm failing and I'm just not going to make it. And so today I really want to break down why it happens. And so how to build and keep momentum in your business for good. And it's not through hustling harder. It's not through your next Google Ads campaigns. It's through actual mindset shifts that keep you stable and keep you moving no matter what's going on around you. Because momentum isn't luck. It's a leadership energy that compounds. And so most people think that momentum just means doing more content, more marketing, more team meetings, more just everything. And sure, that does feel good for like a second, but that's just built on adrenaline and you being like, oh crap, having an oh crap moment, right? And it's not actually built on alignment. So what actually sustains momentum isn't the push, it's the rhythm. And so it's the ability to stay consistent in your energy, your decisions, your leaderships, even when things are not shiny or new. Momentum built only on strategy, like running ads, posting more, or hiring faster, eventually doesn't work because the foundation of your mindset and maybe even your leadership wasn't ready to sustain it. So that is where you like do all these new things and everything seems to be working out. And then it's like, oh wait, nothing is happening like I thought it would. And that's because that shininess is wearing off and you as a leader weren't ready to sustain it. Momentum built only on mindset on the flip side, so just built on vision and no structure, leads to burnout because you're running just with an idea and no actual systems or support to maintain it. So true sustainable momentum is when your vision, your systems, and your identity are all in sync. And so in full transparency, someone on the Full Send board said that she didn't like the program. And that happens. Like the Wealthy Practitioner is not for everyone. It's really high vibe. It's really like, I can do anything that I want and just try to stop me. And so she was like, everything in here is just built on like woo. And that if you want something, it will just happen. And so it's like, you're only seeing one piece of what's actually happening inside of the Wealthy Practitioner and everything that we teach. But it's like, there's so much also the flip side of that, right? You have to have the vision. You have to have the big dreams, the big goals, but you also have to have the things to actually support it. And so that is also what triggered me to want to do this podcast episode, because you can't just have one. You have to have duality to both. And I've mentioned before, I'm not like a big dreamer. I'm not like a big vision person, but I still have to have an idea of what I'm working towards and then create the structure and the systems to actually support that. So my mindset does have to be in a certain place of like, this is what we're going for, and this is how we're going to actually get there. So let's break this down. And I've broken it down into the 3 seasons of momentum: the spark, the stretch, and the sustain. So the first season is the spark. This is when you're so freaking excited. You have a new idea, you've joined a mastermind, you've invested in coaching, you've started a new marketing effort, or maybe you just hired a new team, built a new system. You're fueled by like the possibility. Everything feels so exciting, everything feels fresh. And so here's the trap. Inspiration and stability are not the same thing. So to move from the spark to the next stage of stretch, you need structure, simple habits, boundaries, and focus that keep your energy from fizzling the moment that things get hard. So we're all super guilty of that, right? We start something new, we're like, this crap's pretty hard, and we just stop what you're doing. The next season is the stretch. And so this is where 80% of people start to lose momentum. Your decisions, your capacity, and maybe even yourself. You wonder if you can actually do these things. You wonder if you have time to do this. You wonder if you have the right team. Everything. Your team starts to show resistance. We don't want to change things. We think it's working this way. Patients start to cancel. Then another patient cancels. You start to truly doubt if you're actually cut out for the growth. But here's what you need to know about this stretch season. This is the season where the growth is actually happening. The discomfort doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you're just strengthening the foundation to get to that next level. And so if you can just learn to stay in motion, doing anything, doing small things to keep that momentum going during this stretch phase, you'll always outlast the people who stop to question themselves. And so the mindset here needs to be, I can hold this tension and I can still move forward. If you can make it past that stretch phase, now you're in the sustain phase. And so this is where your rhythm really starts to stretch in. You're consistent. You're not reacting, you're leading. And so you have everything, quote, figured out, and you've got it where the momentum at this level just feels quiet. And so that's where, when you look back on the person you were 5 years ago or the business leader you were 5 years ago, your capacity was different. Things felt harder. Every new little thing felt like it was the end of the world. And now you're at a place where it just doesn't happen like that anymore, right? And so each time we do something new, we have to go through these different levels. And so what your sustain is today for something specific could be different than something else. So a different area of business. So we're constantly reworking, constantly going through these new levels. And so it's like, I know when new patients cancel, it doesn't matter because 10 more are going to call, right? But when I first opened my practice, it was like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world because a new patient is canceling, right? So we have to go through those new levels to get to the next one and then get to the next one too. So this is where it leads to that confidence in our business. You know your metrics, you know your team runs their roles, and you don't need constant hype to stay productive. It's like a well-oiled machine, and so is your mindset. Now your only job is to protect it, right? So you need to audit. Who are you talking to? What content are you consuming? What are you tolerating? And so momentum isn't built by just what you add. It's also maintained by the things that you remove. Here are 4 mindset anchors that I keep coming back to. That first one is identity over intensity. So don't chase the version of you who hustles the hardest. Become the version who stays consistent no matter what. Leaders who maintain momentum don't need motivation to do what's required. It's just who they are. Ask yourself, who am I when things slow down? So do I keep going or do I start to slow down too? So who are you at your core? Number 2 is progress over perfection. There's a quote, I don't know who said it, perfection kills momentum faster than failure ever will. One of my favorite things that I learned from one of my old mentors is that done is better than perfect. So don't freeze just because you're afraid of doing it wrong. Just do it messy, figure it out, and then refine. Number 3 is celebrate the traction, not just the outcomes. Your brain needs proof that it's winning. So you need to track the tiny wins, your consistency. So every day that you showed up, that you didn't want to do it, every day that you put in the work, that you thought it would be easier to just sit here and scroll on my phone, you need to celebrate when a patient came back. You need to celebrate your energy levels. You need to celebrate the wins that your patients are telling you. Celebrate everything because it helps to fuel your momentum. And you really need to just take time to pause and reflect on all of the wins that are actually happening in your life. And so if you guys have never heard of a gratitude journal, that's a great opportunity where you just sit down and you write down like all the good stuff that happened to me today, all the good stuff that happened to me this week, this month. And then when you go back and you're having a really tough day, just pick a random day and read it. And it's like, wow, this is like evidence of everything that's happened to me over the past month that maybe I took for granted or maybe I just forgot about. And number 4 is my favorite. It's borrow belief when you need it. You're not going to always feel inspired, and that's okay. So when you lose belief, you need to just borrow it from someone else. And that is what the right community, coaching, and being in the line environments are truly for. And someone else made a post inside the Wealthy Practitioner about not liking to be a visionary. And I was basically like, I am not a visionary. That's why I surround myself with other people who are visionaries. What big dreams and ideas do other people have? Where can I borrow some vision from people and then figure out what feels the best for me and then go from there? And so when you cannot see what that next level is, you just borrow it from someone else until you can. And again, you just have to keep showing up. And so let's be real. Everyone is going to lose momentum at some time. The problem is that it's not the pause, it's the meaning that you attach to it. And so you're not broken, you're just a human, you're just a business owner. Crap feels heavy, crap feels hard sometimes. And so don't judge yourself if you do take a day to just slow down, take it all in, and then just audit your capacity, right? Do I have the right team? Do I have the right people to support me? Is there something that I could remove or add that would make this simply easier or better to keep that momentum going? And then simplify your focus. If you feel overwhelmed, just pick one thing that would build confidence and build momentum for the rest of the week. And then you just have to do something. Just pick it, do it, and then move on with your life, right? So momentum rebuilds through motion, not overthinking. So not overthinking every tiny little last step, just freaking doing something. Momentum is what happens when energy meets consistency over time. So ask yourself this week, where have I stopped just short of a breakthrough because I lost rhythm? Where can I rebuild momentum simply by choosing to stay in motion? And if you want to be surrounded by people who make momentum their baseline, not just their comeback story, you should join us, of course, inside of the Wealthy Practitioner, because these are the conversations that we're having. And literally, it's a community of people who are all striving for the same thing. And so we don't just build businesses, we're helping build leaders who keep their practices going. And so truly, guys, I didn't feel super great this week. You could probably hear it in my nose. You could hear it in my head. But you know what I did every single day? I still showed up. I still did all of the work that I needed to. And I also took a little bit extra time to just pause, reflect, and rest, because I've created so much momentum that if I needed an extra hour on the weekend, I could take it, or an extra hour at night before bed, I could take that. And so creating that momentum in your business is going to help you in so many ways, more than just revenue, right? It allows you that freedom to take a step back if you simply need to. And so thank you all so much for listening. And just remember, anytime you don't know what your next step is, just make one decision to move to the next one and keep on going. And that will truly create momentum in your life. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Aligned for Success. I would love to know which season you feel like you're in currently in your business. Is it the spark? Is it the stretch? Or is it the sustain? And just let me know. Let me know in my Instagram DMs. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in to Aligned for Success. If today's episode resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe and leave a review. This helps other chiropractors find their way to practice freedom too. Remember, true success comes from when your practice aligns with your life's purpose. Until next time, I'm Dr. Nikki, reminding you that a thriving practice and a fulfilling life go hand in hand. See you next week.